Hello and welcome to the session. In this session, we'll discuss about how we can use PCA, that is principal component analysis, to reduce the dimensions of a given data point. Suppose this is a question where I have two features x and y, and these are the four data points E1, E2 and E3 and E4. So the first step is you have to find the mean. Since I have two features, find the mean of x separately, find the y of y separately. So this is x bar which I get, and this is y bar. This is the just normal mean which I found. In the step 2, you have to find the covariance matrix. So the formula for covariance matrix is covariance of x comma y is equal to 1 by n minus 1 summation of k is equal to 1 to n xik minus x bar into yik minus y bar. Here I have two features, so that's why I've written here x, and here this was with respect to the second feature, that is y. And x bar, y bar are nothing but the means, and k is nothing but the number of data points I have. In this case, k will range from 1 to 4. N is actually 4 here. So now substitute n is equal to 4. So let's find, we have to find in this case 4 covariance values. The reason is I have two features x comma y. So I have to find covariance of x comma x, covariance of x comma y, covariance of y comma x, and covariance of y comma y. Covariance of x comma x. So that means here I will not have y. Instead of that, I should have x and take the square. So how do you apply the formula is 1 by 4 minus 1, right? 2 minus the mean, minus of x. So 2 minus 3.5 the whole square, because I don't have y, because I am now finding covariance of x comma x. So it is 1 by 4 minus 1 into 2 minus 3.5 the whole square plus 3 minus 3.5 the whole square plus 4 minus 3.5 the whole square plus 5 minus 3.5 the whole square. So you will get the value as 1.33. Next you find covariance of x comma y, which is nothing but covariance of y comma x. So you get 1 by 4 minus 1 into now 2 minus 3.5 into 4 minus 7 plus 3 minus 3.5 into 6 minus 7 plus 4 minus 3.5 into 8 minus 7 plus 5 minus 3.5 into 10 minus 7. So you get the value as 3.33. Now let's find covariance of y comma y, similar to the first one. Now I have to just consider y only. So that would be 1 by 4 minus 1 into 4 minus 7 whole square plus 6 minus 7 whole square plus 8 minus 7 whole square plus 10 minus 7 whole square. So I get the value as 6.7. So now you have to form the final covariance matrix. This is the final covariance matrix. Covariance of xx, which I got as 1.83, covariance of xy and covariance of yx, both are 3.33. Covariance of y comma y is 6.67. Now in the step 3, you have to find the eigenvalues, eigenvectors, and normalize the eigenvector. To find the eigenvalues, determinant of s minus lambda I is equal to 0, where s is nothing but the covariance matrix and I is nothing but the identity matrix. So the covariance matrix which you just found in step 2, substitute that here. Minus lambda, this is the identity matrix, equal to 0. Now evaluate these two first. So this would be 1.83 minus lambda of 1 is nothing but 1.83 minus lambda. Here this one is 3.33 minus lambda of 0 is nothing but 3.33. Similarly, this is 3.33 minus lambda of 0 is nothing but 3.33. 6.67 minus lambda of 1 is 6.67 minus lambda. Now you find the determinant of this. That is, multiply this value with this minus this value with this. So that is 1.83 minus lambda into 6.67 minus lambda minus 3.33 into 3.33. So that is nothing but your determinant, which we are going to equate it to 0. Now when you simplify this, you will get a quadratic equation like this. To solve the quadratic equation or to find the roots, this is a formula. The root is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So in this equation, a is 1, b is minus 8.5, c is 1.12. So substitute the values and you get the final roots as 8.37 and 0.14. So these are nothing but the eigenvalues. So in that you have to arrange it such that lambda 1 is greater than lambda 2. So that means I am going to take the highest value as lambda 1 and the lowest one as lambda 2. So this is lambda 1, this is lambda 2, and remember the highest root will correspond to the first principal component. Now you have to find the eigenvector. To find the eigenvector, S minus lambda I into U is equal to 0, where again S is nothing but the covariance matrix, lambda is nothing but the eigenvalue, I is nothing but the identity matrix, and U is the eigenvector of lambda 1. So substitute S, that is a covariance matrix which you found in the step 2, minus lambda into, write the identity matrix which is 2 cross 2 in this case, into U in this case will be a 2 cross 1 matrix, U1 and U2 is equal to 0. Now solve the left hand side. So when you solve the left hand side, this will become 1.83 minus lambda. Now the question is which value of lambda you will take. Let's first do for the first principal component for the lambda 1. So I have taken here 1.83 minus lambda 1, this is 3.33, this is 3.33, this is 6.67 minus lambda 1 into U1, U2 is equal to 0. Now let's solve this, that is let's multiply this matrix with this matrix. When you multiply this matrix with this matrix, this is 2 cross 2, this is 2 cross 1. So the final matrix you get is 2 cross 1. You will have a 2 rows 1 column matrix. So when you multiply, you get this. Right, you will get a 2 rows 1 column matrix. So each row I will equate it to 0. So I get this one equation and this is an other equation. Okay, now we have to solve this equation. How do you solve this? What we will do is, now from the equation 1, take only equation 1, right? What we will do is divide it. U1, you just take this to the right hand side. So what happens then? U1 divided by minus 3.3 is equal to U2 divided by 1.83 minus lambda 1. That you're going to get. Now this I'm going to equate it to T. To keep it very simple, what we will do is we will take T as 1. And therefore, what you get is U1 is equal to minus 3.33, U2 is equal to 1.83 minus lambda 1. Therefore, the U vector, what we are getting is nothing but the eigenvector. So what is a U vector? U is equal to U1, U2, which we already did before. So U1 in this case is minus 3.33, U2 is 1.83 minus lambda 1. So this is nothing but the eigenvector. Now next step is we have to normalize this eigenvector. Normalize means what? Very simple. Instead of in this place, you divide it by root of the square of these two values. So that means what? The normalized eigenvector of U1 is, the normalized eigenvector, let me write it as E1, is equal to, this is again a matrix. So minus 3.33 divided by root of square of these two values. Minus 3.33 square plus 1.83 minus lambda 1 whole square. That is the first element in the first row. Next element in the second row is 1.83. This one 1.83, you have to normalize this. 1.83 minus lambda 1 divided by root of 3.33 whole square plus 1.83 minus lambda 1 whole square. So this will be the matrix. So if you solve this, you will get the final matrix like this. Okay, and lambda 1 we have here. Therefore, what we have done is in place of lambda 1, I am doing it for the first principal component. We found it in the previous step. What was the lambda 1 value? Lambda 1 value was 8.37. So just put that here. That's it. Just substitute lambda 1 as 8.37. So you get minus 0.45 and minus 0.89. So this is our eigenvector or the normalized eigenvector corresponding to PC1, that is first principal component. Why PC1? Because I put lambda 1 is equal to 3.37. Now if you want to find eigenvector for second principal component, just substitute lambda 2. You don't have to repeat the whole step. Just substitute here. Okay, so this is a normalized eigenvector for PC2. So E2 is equal to, just substitute lambda 2 is equal to, what is the lambda 2 we got here? Lambda 2 as 0.14. So just substitute that here. Okay, 0.14 you substitute in this equation. And when you substitute and solve, this is the second or the eigenvector for second principal component. Okay, so that was the goal of step 3. In the step 3, to revise, I found the eigenvalues, I found the eigenvectors, and I found the normalized eigenvector for both first principal component and second principal component. Now, what is the step 4? The step 4 is we have to now derive the new data set. That is the main intention. Our What is the goal of principal component? To reduce the dimensions. Now how do we do it? This is our let's go back to our data set which we had. This is the given data set we had. What do we have? We have a 2-dimension data set here, x and y. Now in place of this, right, in place of these 2 rows, I will be having just 1 row. Okay, for 4 data points I am having 2 rows or 2 features, right? This is our input. In our input I have taken 4 samples. Each sample is having 2 features. Now I am going to reduce that to just 1 feature. How do you represent that? Is same thing. I will write just like here, example 1, example 2, example 3, example 4 for the 4 data points. Instead of writing 2 features here, x and y, I will make it into just 1 row. Okay, so this is our new one. Okay, I will have first principal component. I will replace x and y with just the principal component of 1 row. That is P11, P12, P13, P14. So this is our final step. I need to find this. Okay, so how do you find this? Now go back to your data set. Okay, you have to see both. So how do you find P11? For P11 is nothing but, what is this, minus 0.45? Nothing but this one. What is E1 and E2? That is our eigenvector minus 0.45 minus 0.89. I will write that here. Our eigenvector is minus 0.45 and minus 0.89 from the previous step. So this I am going to consider to get my new data points. P11. So you take here minus 0.45 minus 0.89 from the eigenvector. Now what is this? 2 is nothing but our data point from x. Okay, 2 is the data point. For the first example, 2 is the x feature, 4 is the second feature. So I am going to subtract that with the mean. 2 minus 3.5 is the mean for x, 7 is the mean for y. That's all. 2 minus 3.5, minus 0.89, which is our from a second eigenvector. 4 is the y value. This is the mean. This is a value I get. Now how do I find P12? So for each data point, these are the data points I have. 2, 4, 3, 6, 4, 8 and 5, 10. These are the 4 data points. So for each data point, I have to find the principal component. Okay. So what we have done for the second one, the same thing you repeat. This is the eigenvector, normalized eigenvector value, minus 0.45, minus 0.89. Repeat that. Only thing which I am going to change is this. 2 will become 3. And 3 is going to become 4, 4 is going to become 5. The same value way I change the y value. 4, that I'm going to change to 6 here because y is the value. Then I'm going to change it to 8. Then I'm going to change it to 10. That's the only difference. So finally you get the 4 principal components. You get the principal component for each data point. P11, P12, P13, P14. So this is our, after applying the principal component analysis, this is our new or the first principal component for each feature vector, right? Example 1, this is example 2, example 3, example 4, x1, y. Actually this in our problem this is x and y. Okay, we'll keep it as x and y. These are the 2 features which have been reduced to this. So 2 dimensions has been reduced to 1 dimension using the principal component analysis. This is P11, this is P12, this is P13, this is P14. So that's it. So just to summarize, in this problem, we have reduced the feature vectors, 2 features into just 1 feature using the principal component analysis. Or we have used PCA to reduce from 2 dimensions to 1 dimension. So this answer is the solution. So thank you so much. Any doubt, please write to me in the comment box. Thank you so much and please subscribe to the channel.